It's time to raise the banners. Greetings everyone, I am Sister Lilia and this is a Sister of Battle with a Blessed Banner from the old metal range. Now, I've had this model for a little while and quite frankly, I'm sick of it being incomplete. So, completing it is the plan. Here's what the sculpt looks like. This I got secondhand, hence it missing a few components. And yeah, I figure it's time that I finish it. So, first off, as you can see, I've got the base set up. That's partly to make sure that it's the same height as a normal Battle Sister, because GW kind of made them a bit bigger when they brought out the new range back in 2020. Yes, I know, I need to repair that one's banner. Yes, so let's get on with it. Okay, so I have here some baking paper because that'll honestly help me deal with the mess from this. Let's just put the feet of that on there. So just pull out these bits. Let's pull out that. Now, back when I first got this model, I actually sculpted a custom base for it and trimmed it down a bit. That base is kind of a bit small these days. So, grab super glue. Just going to put the super glue, put some super glue on the back here and put on a new backpack. Will that make it harder to paint this thing? Yes. Do I care? No. I'm just going to move that up a little. Now, is that going to work? It'll be about as wonky as most cosplayers ones. Let's just push that down a bit. Sure, it'll mean paint will get, primer will get stuck and all. But that happens. Now, let's just grab the brush. Let's grab the base. So, for this I'm using a mixture of offcuts and that base. Because why not make use of some offcuts? After all, spare stuff is spare stuff. Now, which way was the feet sculpted? So very much, when I sculpted this, I sculpted it so that it had feet going in a certain direction then. So, okay, so I've sped the footage up because otherwise we'd be here for hours. And yeah, I'm just gluing around basing chunks, well, chunks from various bases, leftovers, that are sculpted up to look like tile, like, well, paved stone or cobblestone. And I just figure let's build it up so as to make it look like the character's standing on top of a ruin. Maybe only their faith saved just their ground from collapsing. And yeah, so building it up, I went over it a few times with some, what's the stuff called? Bicarb soda and super glue to make the base a bit more to add a bit more rock texture in and blend things together. I also then glued in the little dove seal and then attached the model onto the base so as to actually, like you can see there that I did the little bicarb thing so as to just build up the texture a bit and then glued the model on. And didn't like that pose very much, so I changed it around, I think. Oh no, I did. I kept that pose. Yeah, you can see me here just going over with glue and such to make it work. Now and here we have the result before I take it off to be primed, and because of how long the painting took, it wasn't worth showing it here. Plus, earlier in the week, I showed how to paint this model anyway, so that gives you a good idea of how I did this. But yeah, you can see it now. I've added in transfers on there because honestly they saved me having a do fleur-de-lis and tiny ass little bits of text. I did also scroll on and had a bit of trouble with the paint behaving properly. But yeah, you can see how it worked, and I reckon it worked pretty well. So this is how the model compares to a current day imagifier size-wise. When I don't drop it, the aforementioned cannoness. So yes, earlier in the week I painted this model up, and that's you can kind of see the scale. So while I do not have all of the old command squad elements from the old metal command squads, I do have the Dialogus and the Hospitalia. I also have more than one metal cannoness. So you can kind of see what some of the squad looks like together. Now, I only have one other metal battle sister, so I have no clue where it is. So, yeah, I can't yet make a full command squad. Maybe in future I'll update things and make things be taller. That being said, the Hospitalia has a massive base these days. Yes, let's get rid of the extras. Kind of just put her in the center. So, personally, I think this worked for the most part. I probably could go back and add more onto the base, and after the paint job, the base looks a lot more cohesive, but still could probably use a bit more work. I can't really do a review on it. Well, I can do a review on it. It's out of production, and if you want to get one, go for it. And like I frequently say, don't pay too much for it. This is an old sculpt. It isn't very nice. It's the nicest, probably one of the nicer ones out of the old range, but it has its problems. Some of the details are a bit wonky. It was kind of a nuisance to base, and having lost the backpack, it meant I ended up having a bit of trouble. But it gives you lots of room. Like the banner especially is a big canvas. But yeah, anyway, I've kind of rambled on long enough. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you'll join me in future for more. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye. It says here you're a heretic.